Brad Spielberger from the Pro Football Focus NFL show, talking about the upgrade of the Browns defense.
I think they had a great offseason as well. Obviously capped off with a recent move with the trade for Za'Darius Smith. Smith had more pressures than every edge rusher not named Myles Garrett combined on the Cleveland Browns last year. You also bring in Okoronkwo from Houston, which I love now because, on passing downs on third downs, you probably kick Smith inside and have Okoronkwo, Garrett on the edge, and then Smith and Dalvin Tomlinson on the interior. I mean, that is a gigantic upgrade from what they had last year. And Jim Schwartz is now calling the shots on defense, which I think is going underrated. Everyone should be kind of, lauding Miami for getting Vic Fangio. Schwartz is a really, really good defensive play caller as well. We saw at Tennessee, they rotated 9 dudes on the defensive line, half of whom you probably never heard of, and all of them were very, very productive, very good players. So I think they did phenomenally.
Yeah, and when you look at it, Tyler, I think the addition of Jim Schwartz is being overlooked by some nationally. Because he was a senior assistant, he wasn't a coordinator. Has head coaching experience. And that defensive line, he is a guy that likes to find matchups and exploit them, and he's got a lot of pieces to move around.
Yeah, Jim Schwartz, the addition of him just can't be overstated if you're the Browns. You go from Joe Woods to Jim Schwartz, and it's a massive upgrade. I mean, we talked about Jim Schwartz has been a defensive coordinator for a Super Bowl winning defense with the Philadelphia Eagles, been a head coach with the Detroit Lions, and that was never the best situation. They never seemed to really put a good team around him necessarily. But either way, he has always succeeded pretty much everywhere he's been as a defensive coordinator. There's no reason why he can't succeed here. Za'Darius Smith, bringing him in, having him opposite of Myles Garrett. I mean, I would have loved to see a video of Jim Schwartz after that trade just to see his reaction to that and acquiring a talent like Za'Darius Smith. But now your pass rush rotation is completely set. He's going to be able to rotate these guys however he wants. And they mentioned it on third downs, sliding Za'Darius Smith inside Myles Garrett and Ogbo on the outside. You can do that. You can even put Myles Garrett inside, Smith and Ogbo on the outside. Even if you want to bring in Isaiah McGuire or Alex Wright, you can do that. You could have 4 defensive ends on the field. I mean, if you want to put in – because Alex Wright is a really big guy for a defensive end. If you slide him inside too, endless possibilities that Jim Schwartz has on defense. And you bring in Rodney McLeod as well. If you want to run a 3-safety set with Rodney McLeod, Juan Thornhill, and Grant Delpit, you can do that. You're loaded at corner. I mean, you look at Martin Emerson Jr., Greg Newsome II, Denzel Ward, A.J. Green. He has all the weapons available. Dalvin Tomlinson, Siaka Ika. I still would love to see them add like a Matt Ioannidis at defensive tackle to really solidify that, or Shelby Harris, another veteran. That's really the only thing I would say about the defense. Jim Schwartz has all the tools available. And on paper, again, the Browns look great on defense. They do. Put it together, I think Jim Schwartz will get the best out of this group. And if they do, this is a top 10 defense, and I think could be one of the best defenses in the NFL, just with the talent they possess and with the level of experience that Jim Schwartz has, getting the best out of all his players on defense.